In this episode of Maps and Charts Explained in a Minute, we look at the following. The name Alexa, Apple versus Samsung, number of cars in the world, patents in 2021, and democracy in the world. Let us begin with the name Alexa. This graph, by Chart R, is about girl babies named Alexa over the years. This is also the name of Amazon's interactive voice assistant. The graph shows that the popularity of the name Alexa, which peaked around 2006 and then again in 2016, is now at a low point. The name was not very popular in the 1980s, but its popularity grew steadily till it peaked around in 2006 at around 6,000. 6,000 should be considered quite popular since the most popular names are around 20,000. Its popularity started to decline after 2006, but it seems to gain popularity temporarily around 2014 when Amazon introduced its interactive voice assistant with the name Alexa. Not sure if it was the cause or just a coincidence. However, its popularity peaked in 2015 when Amazon fully released its interactive voice assistant. After that, there has been a steady decline. Not sure if it was a natural decline in popularity or if it had anything to do with the interactive voice assistant responding whenever the parents called out their daughter's name. This is a very interesting graph from Chart R. It visually represents Apple's and Samsung's smartphone unit sales each quarter from 2018 to 2022. The first interesting point to notice is that Samsung has sold more units than Apple in the first 3 quarters. However, Apple outsold Samsung in the 4th quarter. It must be the Christmas sales. A second point to notice is that even though Samsung and all the other smartphone companies sell more units than Apple, Apple has a whopping 85% of the profits made on smartphones. Obviously, the markup on iPhones is much larger than on other smartphones, and Apple can afford to keep this markup because of its loyal customer base. On the other hand, non-iPhone buyers have many choices and will switch loyalty based on the price of the phone. Please see the description for more info on the subject. So how many cars do you think there are currently in the world? There are around 1.5 billion cars in the world. Note that this includes trucks. Since the population of the world is 8 billion, that is 1 car for every 5 people. The map gives an idea on how they are distributed by continents. Asia has the most cars, but then again, it has a huge population. It may be better to look at cars in per capita terms or cars per person. Asia is at 0.14 cars per capita. North America has the most at 0.71 cars per capita. Africa is the least with 0.05 cars per capita. Looking at countries, USA and New Zealand have the most cars per capita. It is around 0.9 cars per person. At the low end, we have Democratic Republic of Congo, 0.004 cars per capita, and Pakistan with 0.02 vehicles per capita. Here is a very information-filled chart from visualcapitalist.com. It presents the patents granted in 2021 by countries and fields. I will highlight 3 key takeaways from this chart. You may refer to the links provided in the description for further information. Point number 1. China leads the field by far. It has been granted more patents than the 2nd and 3rd place countries of the USA and Japan put together. It was granted more than 600,000 patents. Point number 2. Computer technology is the field with the most number of patents in 2021. Point number 3. USA tops only 3 fields. It is that of medical technology, engines and turbines, and basic communication processes. In contrast, China leads in 29 fields, including all of the top 4 fields. Note that the chart only presents the numerical data of these patents and does not address their importance or significance. This chart from visualcapitalist.com presents the level of democracy in 2021 by countries. I will highlight 4 key takeaways from this chart. Please look at the description for sources and further information. Point 1. Only 8% of the global population lives in full-fledged democratic countries. While most of these countries are developed countries, there are a few emerging markets: Chile, Costa Rica, and Uruguay. Point 2. USA and India are flawed democracies. 37% of the world's population lives in these flawed democracies. Point 3. Another 37% of the population lives in authoritarian regimes. The worst is Afghanistan. Point 4. Russia, which was already ranked pretty low in terms of democracy, was the biggest loser in 2022, dropping a whole point to 2.28. For more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel.